Hey y'all, Kelly Whitney here with another thing older black women should tell younger black women, but don't. When your radar goes off, listen to the call. Now, I saw a wonderful TikTok from somebody named Ty Nicole recently, and she told a story time about this man that she met and went on a date with. They only knew each other for a very short period of time, 3 days. Absolutely perfect. I'll get into why in a minute. But she's talking on the phone. They're having a great time. He says, I really want to see you. She says, I want to see you too. He says, well, let's go out to coffee or to a park. Let's do something low effort. First radar goes off. Not really interested in that because if I have a child, it's low effort. It's not worth it for me. And I agree. You know, it takes a lot of time and effort to put on makeup and outfits. And then you had a child and all this stuff. But she agreed to go on the coffee date anyway. Place had a full menu. They did end up having lunch. After the date, which went very well, he jokes to her, thank goodness things went well, because otherwise he would have cash apped her and asked for her portion of the date and bounced. Okay. Good night. They continue to talk, this and that. He wants to play a game. Let's see if you make more money than I do. She says, okay. He says, do you make more than 50? Yes. Do you make more than 60? Yes. And now she stops him because she was going to keep going. But then she realized we've only known each other for a couple of days. I don't need you in my wallet like that. It's not like you can spend my money, you know? He says, yeah, okay, let's stop. He says, I really want to see you again. Let's go out. I know a great park, da-da-da. She says, you keep offering me coffee and park dates, but let's go and do something. So they continue to talk. He asks her, are you a supportive person? Clarify. You know, like if I lost my job or something like that, would you help me? And she said, yes, absolutely. If we were married, you know, we're in it thick and thin. We move together. And he said, I have to be your husband to get that kind of support? And she says, yes. I'm not in a position to help a virtual stranger who loses his job. He didn't like that answer. Radar going off again. She's thinking. She's putting 2 and 2 together and making 4. So she sends him a text and basically asks him, are you financially in a position to date? He gets tight. Hops off text, gives her a call. What do you mean by that? Why is that relevant? She says, well, you've mentioned money several times and I need to know, are we equally yoked? Because money is often a reason why couples have issues or marriages break up and this and that. And she's absolutely right. He tries to flip it on her, says, well, the way you're talking, it seems like all you care about is money. She says, no, I do not only care about money, but money is important, which it is. And anybody who tries to convince you that it's not is either extremely wealthy, deluded, or up to some hoe shit. Okay? And he says, well, I thought that you wanted someone who would pour into you and spiritually cover you and all this and that, because don't forget, he's a pastor. She says, yes, that sounds wonderful, but I also have a standard for my life that I'm not interested in diminishing, nor do I want to be a financial burden on you if we were to get together. He doesn't like that. She gets off the phone with him first, which I absolutely love. In response to his attitude, it indicates that she has very strong boundaries. I love it. Then he sends her a text. This is the kind of ding that I like. I don't think we should continue. I pray that you get what you're looking for. And he releases her to the marketplace. She's laughing as she tells this story, right? And then jokingly asks the audience, so was he broke or what? Your auntie thinks he was. And if he wasn't broke, he definitely didn't have enough money to do what she needed doing. She did all the right things. And I was so proud of her because she only wasted 3 days on this nothing ass. I think that older Black women don't often talk to younger Black women about maintaining their firm boundaries and then really listening to these radar dings and gut instincts and feelings when they crop up, because they're so interested in having a man that when things come up in conversation, they don't hold tight to their boundaries. They will make concessions and then end up in a sling or in a relationship where they are unequally yoked, and then it's just a bunch of hoe shit and problems and you're not happy and all this and that. They do it because of insecurity. They do it because they may not have mastered the whole being firm on the boundaries and clearly communicating what they want from a man and what they don't want from a man, which this young woman did very, very well. It's a shame because that's what we need. All that was needed in this case was for her to state clearly what she wanted and what she didn't want, and to ask some very pertinent and relevant questions. And that person took himself out of the running, and that was entirely appropriate because he couldn't pay. He couldn't play. You know, it wasn't right. So we don't need to be tight. Let's just move on. And that's how it should be, girls. I want you guys to watch that video if you have a little bit of time, because says the way she handled it was well done. She didn't waste that much time, and she doesn't seem to be holding a grudge or internalizing any of that nonsense that person was trying to put on her. Check that out. And remember, when your gut tells you something ain't right, it ain't right. Don't hesitate to stand firm in your boundaries with men or anybody else. If you have a standard for your life and you don't want to compromise on that, you absolutely should not. Hold firm to your boundaries. Listen to these little buzzes and radar dings when they go off, because that's your gut or God or whoever telling you something ain't right. So listen to it. I hope to see y'all tomorrow.